Tampa isn't just up and coming anymore, it's shifting fast. And most people don't realize how different it's gonna feel by 2026. The pace, the neighborhoods, the lifestyle. This isn't the sleepy Tampa you remember driving through just 15 years ago. That version won't exist in 2026, and I see this every single week. Some people move here and it just clicks. They find their lane, perfect. Others realize really fast that nobody explained what living here is actually like. So if Tampa has even been a thought, a saved listing, a late night Zillow scroll, something on your vision board, you're gonna wanna hear this. But I'm not here to romanticize Tampa for you. I'm here to give you the real playbook. What works, what doesn't, and what you need to know before building a life in a city that's evolving faster than most people realize. Right now, Tampa is going through the most aggressive transformation locals have ever seen. I'm not talking about one or two new buildings. I'm talking about entire districts being reshaped. Gasworks is stitching Ybor City straight into downtown. Water Street keeps expanding, more walkability, more luxury, more of that true urban lifestyle Tampa really never had before. The Riverwalk is becoming the spine of the city, doubling in size, stacking residential towers, mixed-use hubs, and waterfront living along it. And that doesn't even include the fact that Tampa now has 5 Michelin-recognized restaurants, which tells you just how much the food and the culture scene have leveled up. Tampa isn't trying to look modern anymore. It's becoming modern while still holding on to its character. I felt this personally on a recent date night with my wife. We actually switched it up and did something totally different. It's called Candlelight, and the one we saw was called A Tribute to Bad Bunny at El Centro Asturiano de Tampa, right on North Nebraska Avenue. So Candlelight concerts were created to bring live music back into intimate historic spaces, not just arenas. They're produced by a global events group that wanted music to feel personal again. What started as classical evolved into modern tributes like Bad Bunny performed by live musicians. So when you're sitting in a candlelit room inside of a historic Tampa building, it just hits different. That blend of culture and experience is exactly where Tampa is headed. So you're in a packed room, live musicians, candles everywhere. It was one of those nights where you look around and you think, yeah, this doesn't feel like old Tampa anymore. It felt cultured, it felt alive, and honestly, it felt really intentional. That's the shift people don't always expect. Tampa's nightlife isn't just bars anymore, it's experiences. So one night you're at the gin joint in downtown with live jazz and craft cocktails, and another night you're on a rooftop like Beacon, Emberd, or Salimar, watching the skyline light up over the entire water. Then you got hotspots like Ybor City, Soho, Hyde Park Village, where dinner turns into drinks, which turns into a full night out without ever moving your car. And the best part, you don't have to be in your 20s to actually enjoy it. There's date night in Tampa, there's friends in town Tampa, there's we got a babysitter tonight Tampa. That range didn't exist here just a few years ago. Now, it does, and it's only getting better. Here's where a lot of people get tripped up. They budget for the house, but not for the lifestyle that comes with it. Tampa isn't cheap Florida anymore. Yes, the entry-level homes still exist, but most of the real activity in 2026 is happening in the $450,000 to $700,000 range. And here's the part that shocks a lot of people. Your mortgage is not your monthly mortgage payment. You have property taxes, you have homeowners insurance, sometimes flood insurance depending on where you live, HOA and CDD fees, and your utilities can get expensive, especially in the summer. When you stack all of that together, we often see buyers 30 to 40% higher than their mortgage alone. Not because Tampa is broken, but because nobody explained the full picture. Now let's talk about CDDs, because this is one of the most misunderstood parts of moving here. A lot of people hear CDD and think it's just an extra tax, but what actually matters is what you're actually getting for it. Take some of the newer master plan communities built by developers like Metro Development Group. In some of these neighborhoods, the goal is to literally bring the beach to your backyard or right into your community. Instead of driving an hour to Clearwater, you got crystal clear lagoons, sand trails, events, fitness centers, and ultra high speed internet built into your everyday life. So yes, there's a fee. But for many families, it replaces costs they'd be paying anyway. The question isn't, does this community have a CDD? It's, does this lifestyle actually match how I live? But Tampa may not be a great fit if you hate heat and humidity. Summers are real here. If you need a fully walk-only lifestyle, Tampa will test your patience. It has walkable pockets, but it's still a car city. And if you're looking for ultra low cost of living, Tampa isn't that anymore, unfortunately. There are smart ways to do it, but it's not bargain Florida anymore. Here's the question that predicts whether people love Tampa or leave a few years later. Are you moving here for the lifestyle or away from something else? Because Tampa rewards people who choose it intentionally. Tampa isn't about finding the best neighborhood. It's about finding the right one for how you live day to day. Downtown and Wall Street give you that modern, walkable city energy, while Tampa Heights and Seminole Heights give you character and culture close to the action. South Tampa delivers established prestige, schools, and proximity with higher prices and flood considerations. And the outer growth corridors give you space, value, and lifestyle amenities if the commute works for you. Choosing the wrong pocket is where regrets can start. So here's the bottom line. Tampa in 2026 is an incredible place to live if you land in the right pocket. If we haven't met, I'm Chris. My team and I help people relocate to Tampa every single week. Not just finding a house, but matching the right neighborhood, lifestyle, and long-term plan. If Tampa is on your radar, don't figure this out alone. Our contact info is right here on the screen. Reach out before you make a move, not after. No pressure, just some clarity. Because when you understand how this city works, Tampa becomes a powerful place to build a life. And if you want a deeper breakdown of the best and worst areas to live in Tampa, I've got a video waiting for you right here. And I'll see you there. It's Q&A time, a segment that we always love to add in our videos where we get questions that you ask us and we answer them live here for you. So, are you ready for the first question? So, common question that we get, where should we actually live? This is probably the most common question we get after people watch all of our videos. Based on our lifestyle and our budget, where should we actually live? That is a very tough question, but here's my honest answer. There isn't one right neighborhood for everybody. Tampa isn't one city, it's a collection of micro lifestyles. You have urban living, you have suburban space, master planned communities, character neighborhoods. They all live very differently, and that's why we can never start with just listings. We start with how you actually live day to day. Your work schedule, your family needs, your tolerance for commute, heat, and amenities. Once we understand that, the right areas usually become very clear. And that's exactly what we help people figure out every single week. Next question, what will our all-in monthly cost really be? Another big question we get is about monthly costs. Not the mortgage payment, but the actual monthly cost. The real number. Because in Tampa, your payment is more than just principal and interest. You've got property taxes, you got homeowners insurance, sometimes flood insurance, your HOA fees, CDD fees in newer communities, and utilities, especially in the summer. So when people hear that all-in cost, that can be 30 to 40% higher than your mortgage alone. That's not scare tactics, that's just math. So the good news is this. You gotta understand the full picture up front. It's completely manageable. Surprises only happen when no one explains it clearly. Next question, are Lagoon and master plan communities worth it? We get asked about Lagoon communities and master plan neighborhoods a lot. And are they actually worth it? The answer is, again, it depends on how you live. Some of these communities are designed to literally bring the beach to your backyard or right into your neighborhood. So crystal clear lagoons, sand, trails, fitness centers, community events, even ultra high speed internet. For a lot of families, that replaces gym memberships, weekend beach trips, and entertainment costs. For others, it's not their lifestyle at all, and that's okay. The real question isn't, is the CDD bad? It's honestly, does the lifestyle match what I actually value? Next question we get a lot is, how do we avoid picking the wrong neighborhood? this one matters because the biggest regret we see isn't about price, it's about the location. So people fall in love with photos online and then they realize the commute is brutal, or the neighborhood doesn't fit their lifestyle, or the daily rhythm just feels off. So Tampa rewards people who choose neighborhoods intentionally. That means planning around your routine, not just the house. When you get that part right, everything feels so much easier. Next question, what would you do if you were us? When someone asks me this, I know they're serious because they're not just looking for listings, they're looking for guidance. What I would do is slow down, understand the true cost, match the neighborhood to how you actually live day to day, and think long term, not just about the right now. That's how people end up loving where they live instead of second guessing it a year later. It's honestly the common theme. It's all about what you want. And if you're asking these questions, you're already doing this the right way. And that's exactly what we help people work through every single week. No pressure, just some clarity. Reach out when you're ready.